All right, so you wanted to deep dive on Game 4, and let me tell you, the Dodgers, they really put on a show, didn't they?
They sure did.
10-2 final score in a game like this. You don't always expect strategy to be front and center, but that's exactly what we got.
Yeah, you see a score like that, you think, okay, just a bunch of home runs, right?
All right.
But no, this was different.
Yeah.
This was a calculated dismantling of the Mets. It was fascinating to watch.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Game 4, Citi Field. Mets fans are going crazy hoping for a miracle comeback after going down 2-1 in the series. What was the energy like at the stadium?
Honestly, Mets fans, they were ready to erupt. They had that feeling like, okay, we can do this, we can turn this around.
But right from the get-go, it felt like something was different. The Dodgers were locked in.
They were. They had a plan, and it all started with how they approached Jose Quintana.
Okay, and Quintana, he's a good pitcher, right? Like, this isn't some rookie they were facing.
Exactly. Quintana, he's a veteran. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's got this reputation, you know.
For what?
Well, in the clubhouse, we call him the nibbler.
The nibbler. Okay, I kind of like that. What's that mean?
Basically, he nibbles at the edges of the strike zone. He rarely gives you anything good to hit. During the regular season, only about 41% of his pitches were actually in the strike zone.
Wow.
And in the playoffs, that number dropped even further to 34%.
So you're saying this guy, he just lives on the edge, makes life really difficult for hitters.
Exactly. And that's where the Dodgers' game plan was so smart. They knew they couldn't get sucked into his game. They couldn't afford to chase bad pitches. They went up there with a plan. Wait for your pitch no matter how long it takes. Make him throw strikes.
Which is such a simple concept in theory, but so hard to execute in reality, especially when you've got a pitcher like Quintana out there trying to get you to chase.
Oh, absolutely. And the Mets, they fell for it. They were much more aggressive at the plate, swinging at those tempting pitches outside the zone.
And the Dodgers made them pay for it. Look at the numbers. Mookie Betts, 4 for 6, a home run, 4 RBIs. Shohei Ohtani, leadoff home run, 3 walks. They were terrified to pitch to him. And Max Muncy? I mean, are you kidding me? Reaching base 12 straight plate appearances? That's just unheard of.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It really is. And you know what that is? That's the definition of working the count.
Break that down for us.
Yeah, so when we talk about working the count, we're talking about not just swinging at anything close. You're up there, you're battling, you're trying to see as many pitches as possible, get a feel for what the pitcher's got.
Right, make them work for it.
Exactly. You want to get yourself into a hitter's count, a 2-0, a 3-1. That's when you have the advantage as a hitter.
Yeah, because then the pitcher starts to panic a little. They don't want to walk you. They might make a mistake.
Exactly. And you saw that with the Mets. By the later innings, those guys were gassed. They started leaving pitches up in the zone, and the Dodgers, they were ready to pounce.
And it wasn't just Muncy either. The entire Dodgers lineup, they were disciplined. They drew 9 walks in Game 4-3 each for Ohtani and Muncy.
9 walks. That's huge. That's just demoralizing for a pitching staff. That's like death by 1,000 cuts.
Right. It all goes back to that initial game plan. Be patient. Wait for your pitch. Make them throw strikes. And they were facing a lineup where there's really no easy outs. You know, you've got Betts, you've got Ohtani, you've got...
It's like Freddie Freeman said.
Yeah.
He's out with the ankle injury, but he even said, right out of the gate, you're facing Hall of Famers.
And he's not wrong. I mean, that's got to be intimidating as a pitcher. You look out there and there's just nowhere to hide.
Not at all.
Right.
And it's interesting because, you know, Game 2, we saw the Mets take advantage of a free pass. Remember that?
Yeah, Dave Roberts intentionally walked Lindor with the bases loaded.
Right, and Vientos made them pay grand slam.
Vientos was seeing beach balls at that point, I think.
Yeah, that one hurt. But what the Dodgers did in Game 4 was different. They weren't giving anything away. They made the Mets earn every single run, and the Mets just couldn't keep up.
Sometimes the simplest approach is the best. Just stay disciplined, wait for your pitch, don't beat yourself. The Dodgers really put on a clinic.
Absolutely.
You know, it's funny, we talk so much about launch angle and exit velocity these days, all about hitting the ball as hard as you can.
Yeah, everybody wants to hit dingers.
But this game, it was like a throwback, you know? It was all about the fundamentals, plate discipline, working the count, putting the ball in play, making the other team make mistakes.
Old school baseball, right back to basics.
Exactly. And it's not like they were facing some scrub Quintana. He's a legit pitcher.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Right. But the Dodgers, they took him completely out of his game. They dictated every at-bat.
They were in the driver's seat the whole time. And the result, well, after 4 games, the Dodgers are outscoring the Mets 30-9.
That's domination right there.
No other word for it. But it's baseball, right? Anything can happen.
Oh yeah, you can't count the Mets out just yet. They've shown they can fight back. They were down 2-0 in this series already, and they won Game 3.
True, but you gotta wonder, after a beatdown like that, do they even believe they can come back at this point?
That's the million-dollar question. Momentum is huge in baseball. And right now the Dodgers, they've got all the momentum.
It really makes you think, in this day and age with all the strikeouts and the home runs, are we maybe overthinking things a little?
You think so?
Maybe just getting on base, making the pitcher work, maybe that's the key.
Well, there's something to be said for that, for sure. You look at teams like the Astros, they've had a lot of success with that whole 3 true outcomes approach, home run, walk, strikeout.
Right, swing for the fences or don't swing at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the Dodgers showed us there's still a place in baseball for that grinded out style of offense. Wear the pitcher down, make them throw strikes, put the ball in play, put pressure on the defense.
And when it works, it's a thing of beauty. No disrespect to the Mets, but the Dodgers, they just took them apart.
They did. It was a clinic, no doubt about it.
So for all you listeners out there, pay attention to this Dodgers team. They're doing something special right now, and it might just carry them all the way.
Absolutely. This is a fun one to break down.
It sure was. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, everyone. We'll catch you next time.